Imagine this. You're looking at the in-flight map halfway through your journey from Los Angeles to Tokyo, but something strange pops out. Your flight isn't going straight across the Pacific. Instead, it's curving way north, toward Alaska, Russia, completely avoiding the massive ocean below. And you think, why in the world are we not flying over the Pacific Ocean? Is there something dangerous out there? Is it weather, magnetic forces, military secrets, or something even worse? Well, today, we're diving deep, deeper than the Pacific itself, to uncover what airlines aren't telling you. Welcome to AeroVerse, where we reveal the secrets hidden in the skies. Let's take off. The flight path that makes no sense. Most people assume the shortest way between two cities is a straight line. So naturally, if you're flying from the US to Asia, your brain says, why not just go straight across the Pacific? But look at any real flight path. You'll notice something odd. They're curved, often flying thousands of miles off course. And this isn't just once or twice. This is the global standard. So what's going on? Let's start with a concept that breaks basic logic. The Earth is round, but not like you think. Here's the twist. Flights don't follow straight lines on a globe. They follow something called a great circle route. When you map a great circle route on a 2D screen, it looks curved. But in reality, it's the shortest path between 2 points on a sphere. That's why flying from San Francisco to Tokyo looks like you're going through Alaska, because that's actually shorter. But that's not the full answer. Because some routes still avoid going directly over the Pacific, even when they technically could. So the question stands, why avoid the ocean itself? The danger. Beneath the waves. Let's talk about the Pacific Ocean. It's not just big. It's the largest and deepest body of water on Earth, covering over 63 million square miles. Now imagine you're a pilot. You're flying over this dark, endless expanse. No cities, no airports, no backup. If something, anything, goes wrong, where do you land? Nowhere. That's a risk airlines don't want to take, and pilots don't want to face. Emergencies don't wait for land. Modern aircraft are safe. But safe doesn't mean invincible. Engines fail. Cabin pressure drops. Medical emergencies strike. And when that happens, pilots follow something called ETOPS, Extended Range Twin Engine Operational Performance Standards. Basically, it tells airlines how far a twin-engine plane can fly from the nearest diversion airport. The longer your ETOPS rating, the farther from land you can be. But no matter how high-tech your plane is, you still need a nearby airport just in case. The Pacific Ocean doesn't offer that luxury. The navigation nightmare. Flying over the Pacific also means losing consistent radar coverage. Over land, air traffic controllers can track your flight every second. Over the ocean, you're often relying on satellite communication and pilot reports. That's a huge difference in safety. And in bad weather, it gets worse. Turbulence, storm cells, jet streams. Pilots need to communicate constantly, and the Pacific doesn't make that easy. So why risk it? The polar advantage, ironically going farther north, even toward the Arctic Circle, is often safer. You'll pass over more land, more airports, and better communication zones. It may look longer, but it's actually shorter, faster, safer, and cheaper. That's why airlines choose it. And that's why the Pacific is often left behind. But that's still not the whole story. Because some flights can go over the Pacific. So let's talk about when and why. The cost of risk. Every airline faces a brutal balance. Time versus fuel versus safety. Flying directly over the Pacific might shave a few minutes off a route. But the risks? Longer response times in emergencies. No diversion airports. Poor communication. Harsh weather unpredictability. It's just not worth it. The cost of one emergency landing in the middle of nowhere? Millions. Not to mention human lives. So most flights choose the smart path, not the straight one. The weather war zone. You know what else the Pacific is famous for? Typhoons, jet streams, monsoons. Pilots can't always predict weather perfectly, especially over oceans. There's no ground radar every 100 miles like on land. So they use global forecasting, satellite images, and flight plans that help avoid the worst of it. And often, that means curving away from the Pacific entirely. What pilots really think. Ask any pilot. Flying over the Pacific can feel lonely. Hours without land, hours without backup, no visual cues, just ocean. It's mentally taxing. And they're trained for it, but it doesn't make it any easier. Now combine that with ETOPS limits, harsh weather, and emergency planning. And you realize, it's not just about where a plane can go, it's about where it's smart to go. So, why don't planes fly over the Pacific Ocean? Because the world doesn't run on straight lines. It runs on physics, safety, and planning. The Pacific is vast, unpredictable, and risky. So even if it seems like the shortest way, the sky tells a different story. That's why, next time you're flying from LA to Tokyo and your plane starts curving toward Alaska, don't be alarmed. That curve? It might just be the smartest, safest path in the sky. The skies hide more secrets than we realize. And the Pacific Ocean? That's one of the biggest. Thanks for flying with AeroVerse, where every fact takes flight. If this blew your mind even a little, make sure to hit subscribe, because we've got way more aviation mysteries coming soon. From hidden crew compartments to the real story behind airplane turbulence. Stick with us. Your seatbelt should stay fastened. We're just getting started.